Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another part of Implant Diary. Today we have a special guest, Dr. Souheil Bechara. Uh, Let me stop the videos of them. Okay. How are you, Souheil? It's very
Thank you,
nice to
Mazia.
see you here. It's my delight. It was a great pleasure for me to be with you and our participants, getting more and more.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you
Welcome,
so much.
Sohail.
Thank you so much, Maziar. It's so good to see you after so long time. I remember our last meeting was in Las Vegas, if I recall, right?
Yes,
One and a half year ago
no, in Barcelona. We were in Barcelona.
in Barcelona.
Yes,
So
yes,
it
the
was so
last
long
time.
ago. Cool. It's so nice to see you again. It's always good to see you. We have a long
Yeah.
history together, actually, and this goes like I think 7, 8 more years, right? I
Uh,
cannot.
I think 2 years, yes? After Barcelona, 2 years ago.
Yeah, but I mean, we met each other for the first time much more
First
early.
time, I think, 10 years ago in Dubai.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We
When I
had
had,
a lecture together.
sure, it was a lecture for the Persian doctors,
Yes,
Iranian doctors
yes,
in Dubai.
exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, you reminded me of a very nice story about this Dubai. So later, I can share
Uh-huh.
this story. You asked me to remember something about my implant life, and I couldn't remember. So just now, you gave me the idea. Thank you. So
I
when the time
remember
comes, you
your
remind me about.
presentation about uh, designing a GBR technique, and you order it from another company in Italy,
Oh
something like
yeah, the
that.
lecture about the
They send it
3D
to
block.
you. Yeah,
About the 3D block. Well, you see how many changes we have those days. I don't
exactly.
do it. I stopped doing it since the past 10 years, you know. So it was a technique that we used to do back then, which was really nice, actually.
Yes, but it was very nice actually. You design it before and make your order to them, and they send exactly the size of your defect, and you place it. Now you can do it in digitally.
Now you can do it digitally. Everything is
Yes,
no totally different. But back then, 10 years ago, the digital workflow was much more complicated than now. So we had
exactly.
to order it from Italy and to send them the CBCT, and they used to print it, and the quality was not so good. But back at the time, it was good. It was a topic for a lecture, and education is one of my joys, actually in my daily life. I really
Right.
enjoy it.
Yes, there is no need to introduce you, Sohail, but as a routine, let me uh, read your CV for some of our participants to know you better. Dr. Souheil Bechara, again, thank you for coming and accepting my invitation. Dr. Bechara received his DDS degree at LSMU in 2004. He continued his postgraduate degree in oral surgery in Vilnius University, Lithuania. He got his qualification in oral surgery in 2008. Since then, Dr. Bechara dedicated his practice to implantology exclusively and focused on improving his knowledge and skills. He passed many advanced practical and theoretical courses and received his advanced implantology diploma from the University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA. In 2006, he founded his business through his company, Implant Medica, that later became a leader in Lithuanian market. In 2009, Dr. Bechara practiced in Mir International Implantology Center, dedicating his interest exclusively to implantology. In 2014, he founded Dr. Bechara Institute, an education center offering evidence-based and theoretical and hands-on courses. Over 300 local and international dentists graduate yearly after passing the beginners and advanced courses offered by his institute. Dr. Bechara was also well known as an academic in the Lithuania University of Health Sciences, LSMU, we mentioned before, until 2015, teaching oral surgery to international students, as well as being part of a series of clinical researches and lectures worldwide. Immediate implant placement is one of his favorite, same as me, topics. Dr. Souheil has accumulated a lot of knowledge and experience in minimally invasive surgical approaches. Today, after a friendly talk, Dr. Bechara will talk about changes in implant dentistry in the past 15 years, lights and shadows. Welcome again.
Thank you so much for the beautiful introduction. That was too much.
That was great, amazing. Okay, Souheil, let me ask you, from Lebanon to Lithuania, how?
Yeah, very interesting story, you know.
Yeah.
Actually, it all began after I finished school. And you know, people, like I was 18 years old. I didn't know what to do. And actually, I didn't have any doctor or dentist or in my family, you know. And one day I decided to be a dentist. My dad asked me, what do you want to be? What do you want to study? I said, dentist. If you ask me why now, I cannot answer you. I don't know from where I got this idea, you know. I never saw any dentists, or I don't have any relationship. But I decided to be a dentist. At first, I entered to dentistry or biology first year in Lebanon.
Mm-hmm.
And during my studies, first year, I got sick and I had to spend like 1 month in the hospital at that
Wow.
time. Yeah, something happened with the health issue, you know. And after that, so I needed to stop my studies or to repeat the year, you know. And during this time, I had, and usually all Lebanese people, maybe Persian people, we always want to travel outside abroad for studies, right? It's like
Yes,
kind of a tradition. You finish school, you want to travel abroad for studying, and later you come back to Lebanon.
exactly.
And those days we didn't have internet still, you know, very popular. There was like magazines, like you can search for to buy something for, you know,
Yeah.
some publicities, and I see it was written study dentistry or medicine in Lithuania, and I never heard about Lithuania. Usually, Lebanese people they go to France or maybe to some Soviet Union countries. I didn't want to go to France. Somehow, I didn't feel like, you know, living
Uh-huh.
in. I wanted to go to somewhere different, you know, somewhere unique, you know. And this Lithuania name was unique for me.
Yes.
And I told to my parents I would like to study there in Lithuania. We found out about it. We talked to the agents, and I passed my exams somehow, and I left to Lithuania, the country that I never heard about
Yes.
before that. It's
Because so many people from Lebanon and Morocco goes to France, you know?
yeah, we are French educated in Lebanon. All the Lebanese education system is based on the French system, you know.
Yes.
So usually you would go to France, to Belgium, you know, to some country. But also we are educated. A third language is English, so it's not a problem for us to study in English too. This was my choice, you know. I was
Yes.
always like the rebel, you know. Everybody goes to France. I need to go to Lithuania, you
Yeah.
know.
And it worked. I'm sure it worked. Yeah.
I think so. I mean, I don't doubt it, and I don't regret this decision at all.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm so happy that I went to Lithuania because I got a beautiful opportunity to make a good life, a good career,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm still happy here, you know. So, you know, when I look back, I'm so happy about my decision.
Great.
Thank you.
Okay. So after that, you started dentistry there and got your postgraduate program at the
Yeah.
Lithuania.
Also, the plan was to finish my dentistry and to go back to Lebanon. But
Uh-huh.
after I finished my dentistry, uh, I had to make a choice. So, you know, the parents always, I'm talking like a student now, you know, you brought me back to those days. But anyways, it's always good to remember. So I finished studies And my dad told me, okay, now you come to Lebanon, we will prepare for you a nice clinic and you can start to work.
Mm-hmm.
I told him, no, I wanna study more. I want to study surgery. I love surgery and I want to be a surgeon, you know. So he told me, okay, this is your choice. You can stay there. You can study surgery. But you know what? This is your choice and you take care of your life later. so,
Great.
so I took the decision for the second time, you know, just to be sure to stay here in Lithuania. And also, it was great. I do not regret it, you know.
Yeah.
It was uh, the second best decision of my life, actually, to stay in
Great.
Lithuania for the second time.
Okay. Uh, so, what about this situation? How it affected Lithuania? The
Well,
cases are decreasing now. Yes, the new cases.
actually, actually, this was a total surprise, you know, because I remember myself on February, I was still flying around. I had a flight in mid-February
Uh huh.
through a big airport. You know, I flew to Lebanon through Istanbul airport where a lot of people. And at the time, we heard about Corona, but you know, you watch the news, you watch it on TV. It's somewhere in China. You just
Yes.
don't care about it. But we started to see some people putting masks, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and always you think that it will affect everybody, but it will never affect me, you know. So I didn't wear a
Exactly.
mask and I didn't take it seriously. But what happened is in Lithuania on 16 March, the government ordered total shutdown and quarantine, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we closed the clinics. All dental clinics were closed. Also, dental companies like Implamedica, as you mentioned, was closed, and we just came back to work partially on 18 of this month, last week. You know, so it was a shock, but I'm happy that the Lithuanian government took the right measurements in the right time. So
Uh
in
huh.
Lithuania today, it's around 1,600 something of cases on 3 million of population. You know, it's not too much, but we are still cautious about it. But sure, it affected our businesses, it affected dentistry, it affected dental companies. You know, it affected everybody, right?
Exactly. Okay. So you started working. Yes.
Oh yeah, we started last week on Monday, but under strict you know, rules.
Yes.
So the clinics in Lithuania, they can have one patient at a time. The patients are waiting
One
outside.
patient at a time.
Yeah. And then the patient cannot wait in the waiting room, so they have to wait outside the clinic. And then you have like half an hour of disinfection and cleaning after the patient. Also, of course, we have all the protocols how to dress. So you have all the gowns, the
Mm-hmm.
sterile things and gloves and face shields. So we
Yeah.
are implementing all these measures
Mm-hmm.
just to be safe.
Great.
Correct.
I think from dentist point of view, you have time for with this protocol. You have enough time for diagnosis, treatment plan, everything. But on the other side, your performance may be decreased with this kind of
Sure,
thing.
we do not have the same numbers of patients and performance. That's for sure. But you know, thanks God that that we could at least come back. You know, for the moment.
Yes.
And and from this point, we have to make it better. And Maziar, we cannot forget the importance and how serious this issue is. You know, if we just come back, you know, humans have a tendency to forget very quickly. But if we do it this time, that is dangerous.
Yeah.
So we need to agree that there is a new normal, and this new normal is with us for some time. You know, maybe for 1 year to come, maybe for 2 years to come. Nobody today can give us an answer when we can get back to normal until we find a vaccine.
Exactly. But very good point. The new normal. We are experiencing a different kind of lifestyle, and everything will change. And uh, we will get to a specific point. New normal. Talk about this from past, now, and future. Your topic.
Yeah, about our life, not about dentistry. Yeah, in the past, 2 months ago, I used to go to a restaurant which is outside and sit with some friends, a lot of people, and chat and talk and have some wine and food and dance. in some pub, for
So
example, just
many symposiums and seminars.
symposiums and seminars. This is what I really really miss. I mean, Mazyar, I wanted. I came back to work, and if you saw today, I made a post that I posted for a new course,
Yes.
a new product in introduction. I don't know if I'm not doing a mistake actually, but I miss the people. I so much. I want to see them. Uh, we decided to make small courses just for 4 or 5 people, which are really safe and within a distance. We have a protocol for our meetings, but I miss so much our human interaction.
Yeah.
So this is the past. How is the future? I don't want to believe that for the rest of our lives or for a long time we will have just meetings on the internet. Actually, I had an idea a few times to make a webinar,
Uh-huh.
to make a lecture online, but I didn't do it. Because one of the main things when I make a lecture, for me, which gives me pleasure and which gives me, the power to make a lecture, is to see the faces of the people to whom
Yes.
I'm talking, to see their reaction, to talk to them face to face. And I don't want to talk to a screen. Now, this meeting with you is totally different because I see you. Even though we are talking, but it's a video
Right.
chat. I can see you, you can see me. But if I'm giving a lecture and I'm just looking to my screen, um, this is a totally different feeling. So I miss the real feeling to be on the stage, to look at the people, to get this, this interaction.
Exactly. Virtual dentistry and virtual world, everything becomes virtual. Yeah.
And the best part is always after the lecture, when you in the corridor, you are talking and chatting, and you know that.
Yes.
That's
And gala night. Gala night. Yeah.
and gala dinner, yeah, sure. Of course,
Exactly.
it's the best time.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Soil. So you can start your talk about your topic.
Yeah. So actually, as I told you before, I wouldn't like to show a lot of slides. Maybe I will show some slides, but just some memories, how I started my implant dentistry and
Uh-huh.
how it became today, what I used to use in the past, like products or some methods, and what I'm doing today. So just to let you know, my first teacher, let's say everybody of us have mentors. So I had a very nice teacher when I decided to place implants, and I was
Mhm.
assisting this guy. His name was Simonas Gribauskas. This was, and he's still, of course, a very famous maxillofacial surgeon in Lithuania.
Uh-huh.
And I was learning, implantology from this guy. And, you know, I remember the methods we used to do. It was, in a way, very invasive. We used to do bone blocks and all these big surgeries,
Yes.
and, and we wanted to be heroes. Everybody want to make the big surgery to be a hero, right?
Mhm.
Uh, Also, let's talk about some techniques that were like forbidden in that time, or not even like for immediate placement. When I started placing my implants, immediate placement was so bad. At least that's what they told me. What they taught me. This is bad. You have the loss of the buccal bone, and you have a lot of complications, and this is not good. You need
Yeah.
to have like a mountain of bone, and then you can place your implants. So these are some ideas that I started with, right?
Yeah.
Later, when I met, uh, you know, different opinion leaders, my second actually teacher was Dr. Kwangmun Park, so he was my second mentor. And you start to change your opinion, and you start to change your treatment methods, and you
Exactly.
see that there are always two opinions in the world, right? Or three opinions, and there is not one truth that is for everything, right? And at that time everything changed for me.
Exactly.
So I can share with you some slides now.
Yeah.
uh,
And let me say something about what you said before.
yeah,
Sorry for stopping you.
sure, sure.
About uh, so many people said that immediate loading, immediate placement is not good. Is yeah, you said that.
Yeah,
Maybe because of the implant features. Before
sure.
any reach, when I place an immediate placement, especially in anterior area, when I
Mm,
reached at that apical part, the implant shifted
sure.
to the buccal.
Sure.
But with any ridge, I can place it wherever I want and
This
place
is
it intact
implant
and
design. Yeah.
palatal.
This is implant design. So the implant can be friendly to positioning. You can position it wherever you want.
Yes.
Or the implant can be not friendly, it's not made for that, so I will show these things maybe in a slides, just
Great.
in some pictures, to just to have an idea, right? To have some
Yeah.
some visuals.
Perfect.
I will press the button to share my screen, right?
Let me make you host. Your host now.
Okay, so I'm sharing my screen, and please let me know if you see it.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, you are seeing my screen. So Maziar, you tell me, please, is this car the fastest in the world?
Fastest.
Right? It is
Yes.
fast, right? We agree on that, for
Yeah.
sure. It's like the Ferrari, Formula One, and all these things, right?
Yes.
Okay. Which one of those two cars is the fastest?
The left one. Yeah. But
Okay.
where?
Right. I always thought you're a clever guy. Cool. So on this track, on the Formula One track, this is the fastest car.
Yes.
But in the forest, it is not the fastest car.
Yeah.
We need like 5 people to push it, or to carry it. I don't know what.
Oh,
Right?
I love your points. I love it.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So we have a lot of implants in the world, and we have a lot of companies that my implant is better, my implant is best, my implant have this thread, that thread, this connection, this blah blah blah. Okay, we
Uh-huh.
have a lot of talks and a lot of blah blah blah.
Great.
Look, all of them are good. All of them are good, but some of them have pluses and minuses in different situations, right?
Yeah.
And this is the way I view it. So just to go in the past about my implants that I used, I
Mm-hmm.
used a few implants before Megagen, and then later, my first implant was BioHorizon
Uh-huh.
Maestro. It was, you can see on the left, it's a external hex implant,
Yes.
some polished necks and like some aggressive thread. And later I used X-Feel external. This was my first Megagen implant. Actually, I am the first guy who used Megagen implants in Europe. So, and this was the first implant I received, and I loved it. It's like Brennemark type or 3i type external
Yes.
hex implant. And later, the design of implants started to change. So they introduced the Easy Plus implant. You know it. I think you
Yes.
used all of these implants. So we went into the internal connection, conical connection, and a little bit more aggressive implant, just a little bit more. Okay. Later, uh, we started to talk about immediate placement, and immediate placement where in the molars. So me as a beginner, those days it was 2006.
Sohail, excuse me. We
Yeah.
have a distortion in your screen. May you stop it and start it again?
Stop the presentation. Okay.
Yeah, go out and again.
Ah, go out from the
Okay,
meeting.
okay. Now play it again.
Okay. So
Okay.
is it okay now?
Yes.
Yeah. So in 2006 or 7, I don't recall exactly now,
Mhm.
we had the rescue implant, and I started to talk in Lithuania about immediate placement in molars. You remember those days, right? And this concept was new for the market. And everybody said, we're crazy, you cannot place immediately in the molars an implant which is 6-7 millimeters in diameter. But we had a lot of cases. We had successful, beautiful
Sohail,
cases.
I'm so sorry, but there is still a distortion in your screen.
Okay. Should
Some part of your previous slide is on the new slide.
but I cannot see it here,
Go out, stop your sharing, and again come back.
Okay, I will stop my sharing. Let me check. Stop share.
And
Good.
do it again.
And let's do it again. It's good now?
Yes.
It's good. Can I go on full mode?
Go.
Okay. So,
Perfect.
okay. So as I mentioned, we used a lot of those implants, and it was, a good solution for specific cases, for specific indications, right? Not for all cases. And it was quite difficult actually to get a good initial stability, and especially difficult to get a good implant 3D position. Why 3D position is important? Because of several things, mainly because of biology. So later, we started again to change our mind about using wide implants. We started to go back to use smaller diameter implants. So if we can see in the next slide, we can see that it's more important to have tissues, bone and soft tissues around our implants than to have a lot of metal inside, right?
Exactly.
Because if you don't have enough thickness of buccal bone or soft tissue around your implant, your results after a few years will not be so good, right? We can have some recession.
Precision.
So just talking about implant design in general. So in the beginning, Brennemark design was, you can see on the left, we had an external hex implant and we
Yeah.
had parallel walls. So this connection was not so stable. We can have some micro movements, right? So
Yes.
we had some bone loss in those implants. Later, some other companies came up with a solution like a tissue level implant. So you are shifting the connection from the bone level and taking it higher, somewhere higher.
Yes.
So in this case, your micro movements cannot affect your bone level. But we had another problem, which is the aesthetic problem. You have the gray shadows, and if you have thin tissues, you cannot do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they took it lower. It was 2.8. They took it to 1.8, the polished color, and then later came the internal connection, which is a little bit more, stronger and more stable. After that, we
Yes.
arrived until the conical connection,
Mm-hmm.
which is a stable connection. But when we started to talk about immediate placement, our protocols showed us that we are placing implants 2 millimeters or 3 millimeters under the bone, right? We are
Yes.
very. So can you imagine you are 3 millimeters under the bone and you have a connection which is not stable and you have micro movements. So this is a disaster, right? So you will have a bone loss, and you will have a bone loss very deep in the
Yes.
bone, a deep recession. So this is in general, the evolution of the implants. What happened? Why today we prefer to choose implants that have conical connection and implants that have sharp threads that are allowing us for the right 3D positioning, right?
Mm-hmm.
The right 3D positioning is considered as buccal and palatal, and also implant depth, because the depth of the implant is important to have the right emergence profile. We need space to go through the tissues, through the bone, and to go into the oral cavity, right?
Uh-huh.
And this zone of the implant is the most important one. The zone of the emergence profile, the neck
Yes.
of the implant, and the emergence profile. When you're using the wide implants, that's the problem. You don't have enough space until your buccal bone, and you don't have a space for a mistake. If you have a slightest mistake, you can
Exactly.
lose your buccal bone. So that's why in the past years, I changed my methods, and I changed my education for all my students that please, if you can get initial stability and a good implant position while using a narrower implant, please do it. For example, when you talk about the extraction socket of a molar, you can use the septum area, or you can use the palatal area just to do it. So just to go through some cases, this
Yes.
is an extraction case, and you can see the osteotomy is done in the septum just by
Exactly.
expanding the bone, because sometimes the osteotomy can cause some shaving of the bone. You are shaving the bone, you are taking it out.
Exactly.
So you want to condense it, right? And you
Also,
want to
you
use
have
it.
more surface.
Yeah, you have to use all the surface. And then you have another problem. When
Oh.
you insert your implant, you have another problem, how to close this huge defect. And through the years, in 2013, I was thinking about this problem. What can I do? We didn't have all the time those huge healing abutments, or even
Right.
if you have them, sometimes they are not fitting exactly to your extraction socket. So
Mm-hmm.
I started in 2013 to use those temporary abutments and
Uh-huh.
flow composites and just in the mouth to shape an individual healing abutment without the need of pushing some tissues and making some closures in surgical way, right?
Yes.
So now I know that there are kits for that, right?
Yes. So let me ask you something. How
Yeah.
did you do that with that scaffold of composite?
Actually, I have all these videos available on my YouTube channel. So if somebody
Oh,
would like to see exactly the protocol, it's on the YouTube, so you can see it exactly. But it's so easy. Actually, I'm introducing the temporary abutment, and I'm making like a net around a circle around the abutment, and
uh-huh.
the net. The assistant is always putting on the healing light,
Okay.
and I am working with my combo. It's like 3D printing, but inside the
Yes.
mouth.
Yeah.
So
Very
so
nice.
it's nice, and just later you just take it out, you polish it, and you put it back. So
Great.
actually, I don't need to use any special, kits for that. About the implant positioning, so that's the preferred implant position in the septum,
Uh-huh.
or sometimes, some cases, I am positioning my implants in the palatal root.
Yeah.
So you have this option or that option. In the palatal root, if in case I don't have enough bone in the septum. So for example, in this case, after extraction, we do not have a septum at all. You can see it's very
Yeah.
narrow. And you have the Schneider membrane exposed. So
Yes.
we do not place an implant there. And if we do not place an implant here, you know the result later. You're going to go for a sinus lift. So it's much more longer treatment time. So what I usually do, I just place my implant in the palatal.
Uh-huh.
Of course, you need a sharp implant, a sharp thread, there to get
Yes.
stability. And I graft the area, the buccal area, and I'm just closing up with this technique.
Yeah.
So this is the net. I told you it's like a net, 3D printed net. So little by little, you are closing the umbrella. And
Yes.
when you have it all closed, so you are going there and
Yeah, exactly.
and you have the whole thing without using any sutures. It's only one surgery, and the patients are happy, and you have really
Very
good
good for
results.
covering the socket area and so, uh, for emergence profile is wonderful.
Yeah, so this is a very simple technique that is giving us really good results, and I
Mhm.
have done hundreds of those cases, hundreds. you know So sometimes you don't need some special kits and some difficult techniques. And this is very. I always say, if you preserve the emergent profile of a tooth from day
Yes.
one after surgery, you have
Uh-huh.
the best result always. Just you
Yeah.
need to preserve it, and preserve it. It means placing an implant immediately and
Mhm.
placing a healing abutment or a crown immediately, because tissue support is made either by healing abutments, either by crowns, right?
Yeah.
So this is the concept that I use every day during my surgery.
Great.
Yeah. So what can I say about implant design, right?
Uh-huh.
So I've been using Eneridge for a long time, 15 years. No, sorry, 10 years. MegaGen, 15 years, but Eneridge. I got my first Eneridge in a bag in the beginning. It was just a prototype,
Uh-huh.
and I was using. Look, it's a good implant. It's a beautiful
Yes.
implant.
Yeah,
As I
I
said,
had it before that, the blue skin. Yeah.
yeah, before the blue skin, we used it with the gray skin.
Yes.
And it was a good upgrade, after Easy Plus.
Hmm.
But I think it's always good for us as surgeons and as doctors, practicing doctors, to check for some options, to try also some different ideas,
Uh-huh.
because I think there is a lot of good implants in the world, and it's not like you said, like this talk. It's not about the product. This is bigger than a product.
Yeah.
Products are products. Methods are methods. In the end of the day, we want our patients to get good results. We want to perform our job, uh, successfully in the shortest time possible, and
Hmm.
we want our results to be sustainable for many years, right? So for this, when you are choosing an implant system, you are searching for some features. As you know, I'm changing the implant system, so I had a period where I was searching for some features that I was looking into an implant. And just every doctor who's just starting newly to place implants, they are searching to choose some implant system, right?
Yeah. Soil, you want to show more, or I reclaim the host?
Uh, as you like. If you have more questions, we can talk, or if you would like to see
If you
some.
like, it's okay. It's you can show more.
Okay.
But I just wanted to know that you want to show more, or I just reclaim the
Okay.
host.
Okay. I will show just a little bit more, and
Uh,
then
we have a question about this from one of our colleagues.
yeah.
Uh,
Okay, please.
she asked, the area is not at risk of food debris. Is it easy to be clean with patients?
Actually, I never had any problems with food debris.
Hmm.
Sometimes you have food debris there, right? But
Yeah.
they doesn't cause any inflammation. So what happens under there? Many times I just remove the abutment after 1 week to look what is there. You have
Hmm.
soft tissue formation there. It's granulation tissue. It's covering all the bone graft, and you have this granulation tissue closing your defect. Sometimes you have food debris, you can just rinse them, but
Uh-huh.
I never had a failure because of that.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but it's so important, Mazyar,
Yeah.
to have a narrow emergence profile and not to push the tissues there. So you need to go concave, not convex. Never do it convex.
Yes.
That's the main issue.
Yes, I know that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good. Great.
that's the main issue. So look, let's not show more slides. Actually, we can just go back to our talk because I
Okay.
think
So let me.
I'm much more happier talking to you than showing lectures.
Okay. Let me uh, reclaim host, and you can stop your sharing to see
Yeah,
your. Uh,
stop the sharing. Okay, I stopped the
okay.
sharing. Good.
Great. Fantastic. That was very good idea for making emergence profile without any kits.
Because I had a problem, and I had to solve it somehow. And always when you have problems, you are growing. When you have to go outside your box, right?
Yes.
But lately, everybody and every speaker in the world started to let's go outside the box, let's think outside the box, and then they are showing again their bone blocks, and so I think we need a new sentence for that. Let's think like there is no box, for example.
Yes. Very nice. Amazing. Okay. So the main thing you talked about change from past to future is about uh, design, just design, or something else in implants.
Um, it's our conception of implant placement, and also design. I showed you already which design we believed in the past, and there are new trends now in implant design, and there are new ideas in implant design always coming. Uh, for example, an ridge implant have really nice concept and a good design, but it's specific for some cases. We can say it's a really good implant in the soft bone because and the unique feature about it is that you have the same core and you have the threads that are growing, right?
Mhm.
But everything have like some pluses and minuses. The minus of that is that you need to be a really good surgeon.
Yes,
To You have to estimate which kind of bone you have, D1, D2, D3, D4. You have to estimate which kind of diameter of implant you want to use,
exactly.
and you have to know which is the osteotomy, the last drill of osteotomy you have to do. So myself and my colleagues, which are really uh, experienced, don't have a problem with that, right? But sometimes we need solutions for the beginners, for the people who are not placing as much implant. And this is where you need some. some protocols. You know, just for example, while I'm placing some new implants lately for J Dental Care. I told you I moved to J Dental Care. It was so nice after 15 years to see a protocol. Really, I mean, I'm a surgeon, an experienced surgeon, but you know, I looked at the box. Oh wow, there is a protocol. Let me look at it. You know, and you can see that the implant is listening to you. You can tell it where to go. You can
Exactly.
position it. You know, so this is like some differences. It's always good to try something new, a new car and a new implant and whatever. And all of them have good features and minuses and pluses. You know, I
Exactly.
don't want to say anything bad about nobody. You know, I used the English for 15 years, but just to show you my idea. You know.
Yeah, they present their features. We should decide which feature is good for this particular patient or particular situation. We are the rider. We
First of all, I'm a
know
doctor.
how our car are working. For example, in this climate, that road, as you
Sure.
said, Ferrari or Jeep Rubicon.
Yeah, I would like to drive both of them, you know. So
Yes,
one
exactly.
day this one, another day that one. You
Yeah.
know, just to be honest with you, when you are exclusive with one company for 15 years, sometimes you feel that you are like in a sect, you know, and sometimes you start to believe blindly in all the ideas they are giving, and this is wrong. You know, if I want to give an advice for my colleagues, you know, please do not believe in just one idea because there's a lot of good ideas in the world, you know. And you as doctors, you don't have only to listen to the opinion leaders. You have to try it yourself, you know.
Mhm.
What works for me doesn't work for you, you know. And this is
Exactly.
the truth. My methods, I give a lot of lectures. My methods of surgery, I know, are specific, you know, and they might not work in everybody's hands. So I
Yes,
cannot say like, please listen to me all the way, all the time, and do my methods. You know, I always say it's working in my hands. I do it this way, and this is the specific way to do it. You know, we just
exactly.
can give recommendations. Also, as a company, I always recommend to do not only as a doctor.
Yeah. Everyone should gain his or her own style.
Sure,
After that, they can learn more.
sure,
Yeah, you should got your signature for yourself,
sure.
and you
But
decide which system you want to use, which situation you can do it better. Maybe you are very good at soft tissue, somebody good at hard tissue regeneration.
right,
Different artists, everyone
right.
has their own style.
That's right. You know, the most beautiful thing about education that I had a lot of students that placed implants, their first implants in my courses. You know, during my courses, and this is a big joy to see those people after a few years are some of them better than me. You know, really. I mean, and some of them we are standing on the same stage and giving the similar lectures and similar cases. This is beautiful, and those people they
Yes,
have everybody, and you can learn from them. You know, this is what I love about our community because we can learn from each other. You know,
exactly.
and
Yeah,
nobody is better than somebody else. There is no technique which is better than another technique. Every technique has its own track. You know, like the Formula One,
yeah,
and every implant system has its own track. But you know, some people like fast cars, some people like slow cars, right?
exactly.
Yeah,
And,
and
I actually prefer the off-road cars. I in Iran I had an off-road car and always in desert, yeah, with horses. Yeah, I like that kind.
I saw you. You're always on the horse, you know.
Yeah,
I'm the kind of fast guy, you know. I love like sports cars, actually. So, but the problem is that I live in the forest, in the middle of the forest. So
yeah, and in these situations, just we can play with PlayStation.
we can always find a solution. So what I did, so I had a Porsche, which is four-wheel drive. So, you know, that's the best solution.
Yeah. Okay.
The same
Fantastic.
in business and life, you know, the same in
Uh,
business and life.
Soil, how many years you are in implant dentistry?
2005, I placed my first implant. So
Okay,
15 years.
15 years. And many years for learning before that. So we call it 15 years.
Yeah.
How, how about saying something about maybe a story, a quote, and something you want to share with others about these 15 years of implant dentistry? You know,
Yeah.
unique to you, who want to
Actually,
share.
I can say a lot of things. A lot of things.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I cannot find this one specific thing, which is special because every moment was special, actually. Today, you just remind me about one special moment, and I'll tell the story, actually.
Okay.
We had a lot of lecturing time and traveling time and symposiums and meeting together. This was the most precious thing I got out of implant dentistry, actually, besides the patient part.
Yeah.
So the patient part and the traveling and all this. So during these travels, we always had some funny stories. One of those funny stories was when I had to go and lecture in Dubai. I'm a Lebanese citizen, and
Uh-huh.
I need a visa for Dubai, and they told me that you need to make the visa in the airport. You can make it in the airport, no
Uh-huh.
problem. So I didn't do anything. I thought, okay, I will arrive there and I will get the visa in the airport. I came to Lithuania to the airport here. They told me you don't have a visa. We cannot let you fly to Dubai. I said, no, but I'm Lebanese and I'll get the visa there. Said, no, 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 you cannot get the visa there. And your people were waiting for me there. I said, please let me go. I need to go there. I will get the visa there. They saw that I'm traveling through Turkey, through Istanbul, and then Istanbul to Dubai. They
Dubai.
told me, okay, we can let you go on the plane until Istanbul and you fix your problem there. I said, okay, no problem. Let me go there. I went to Istanbul. They did not let me go on the next plane. You need the visa to Dubai. So I said, oh my God, what can I do? I called the Dubai embassy in Turkey, and they told me, you need a visa.
Uh-huh.
You cannot go. We cannot issue the visa. I had like 5 hours until my plane, will fly. I said, 30 or 40 doctors were waiting there. I don't remember. I need to go and make a lecture there. They told me, you cannot go. There is only one solution.
Uh-huh.
You buy a ticket that you are flying to Dubai and from Dubai somewhere else.
Uh-huh. As a transfer.
Transfer. And then when you go to Dubai airport, you can get the visa there. you know? So I went to Dubai. I bought a ticket to Lebanon, actually, from Dubai. And I went to Dubai airport. And in Dubai
Uh-huh.
airport, they give me transit visa for 24 hours or
Great.
some hours. So I went this is how I got to Dubai. And I arrived 6 o'clock in the morning to the
Oh,
hotel, but my bag didn't arrive. you know, and I gave the lecture just with the same clothes.
the
So this
same
is
lecture we were together. That you're
yes,
talking about that?
you were the speaker, and now we were just two speakers.
Oh my
You
God.
and I. Do you remember that?
Nice.
So
Yeah,
that
always there is a solution.
I, I remember this when you told me that I flew to Dubai. So
Great.
we had beautiful moments with colleagues and with you and with many colleagues in the world.
Yes.
It
Okay.
was good.
Very nice. Very
Mazi,
nice.
we will have a lot more beautiful moments, I hope, in the future. Just
Yeah.
we need a small vaccine, that's all.
There is some controversies on that vaccine. There is some rumors and gossip about that. Always there are
Sure, we
about
don't
this
know.
thing.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Let's hope for the best.
Yeah. Have you heard about the vaccine, the problem, and that they create these things to sell the vaccines?
Well, this is all gossip. We don't know. We don't
Yeah.
know.
We
And there
don't
is
know.
many companies working on the vaccine, so you don't know where is the truth.
Yeah.
Lately, I stopped to listen to the news, because I want to focus on my job, on my work, on
Yes.
my lectures, on my implants, on my business, on everything, which
Yeah.
is important. I think we are living, and we have to make the best out of our time. Just
Mhm.
to be honest to you, during the quarantine time, this was the best time for me. Really, I used this time 300, 400%, and I got new ideas, I made new partnerships in business. I made, new advancement, which
Yes.
come into my business.
Self-development.
Much more development. You have time to be with yourself and to think with yourself. And really, I think the world somehow, I don't want to say it, but we needed that, the slow
Uh-huh.
down, just to go deeper and look into what is really important. We were running, 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 and what is the result?
Yeah.
So somehow there is a good side to this somehow.
Yes.
And I think each
Yes.
one of us should find this good side. Let's stop crying and let's stop. This will be solved in the end of the day.
Yeah.
So this is what I would like to say to everybody.
Great. Great. Fantastic. Okay. Thank you, Souheil. Thank you so
So
much.
so good. So
That
good
was
talking to you. Thank
amazing
you so much. Thank you
and
so much for hosting me.
inspiring and promising. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maziar. Hope to see you live soon. Take care.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
I saw I think one week ago. Maybe you saw it. Me, you, and Raquel in Barcelona
Yeah. It's a beautiful memory. Beautiful memory, right? It's
with
so good.
sangria
Always good. Let's hope this will be again soon.
soon. Exactly. Thank you
Okay.
so much. Let me see. No, there is no question. Just let me see the Facebook. Maybe we have questions there.
Mhm.
No, just thank. Okay, no, there is no question. Okay, thank you
Thank you.
again.
Nice to see you
Nice
and
to see you. Say
beautiful show.
hi
Keep on the good
and
job.
stay safe.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.